Belum. No, okay, now it is working. Right, thank you. Hello. Good evening. Please, if you can hear me, kindly give me an emoji sign. If you, all right. Okay, thank you very much. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, colleagues, seniors, ladies and gentlemen. We want to first of all apologize for keeping you waiting for this long before we start. My name is Felicia Danso. I am going to be the host temporarily as I wait on the General Secretary of our group to take over once he's able to resolve the little challenges he's having. Before we start, I would want to get a volunteer to give us an opening prayer. A volunteer, please. Madam Rachel, I see that you have given me a big smiley emoji. Rachel Mensah. Is it Rahel Mensah? If you can hear me, just say hello to me and probably give us an opening prayer. But if you are not in the mood, which I'm sure you will, then I can have any other person give us an opening prayer.
Hello, so let us pray.
Yes, please. Thank you. Your voice is quite very low. We can't hear you. Oh, I can't hear Rahel. I can't hear you, please.
Hello.
Yes, please. Now you are clear.
Okay. So we are praying. Sorry about that. Father, in Jesus' name, we thank you for today. We thank you for the life of each and every member gathered here. We thank you for our meeting. We commit each participant into your hands. We commit the facilitators into your hands. We ask, oh Lord, for grace. We ask for wisdom. We ask that help us, O Lord, to make good deliberations that will help us, will help our profession, and will help our nation, Ghana. We thank you and we bless your name for answered prayer through Christ our Lord. Amen.
Amen. Thank you very much for doing us the honors and ushering us into the hand of the Lord. So that gives us the room to begin our annual general meeting. Like I said, I would introduce myself, then I'll give the opportunity to the other GB members on call to equally introduce themselves. So, not in any particular order, but it should have started from the president. But once I am speaking with you, permit me to introduce myself first. My name is Felicia Danso. I am a nutrition officer at the Northern Regional Hospital in Tamale. And I also double as the GAND treasurer. So please, GB members, Presido, also for police.
Hello, good evening. Yeah,
Good
so
evening.
I'm Reverend Pindoli, the president of GAND. Thank you.
Thank you, Press. JB, are you on call?
Yes, good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Joseph Bamford Dankwa. I am the General Secretary of GAND and I am a dietitian. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Vice President. Anthony. Okay, so Anthony is not currently available. Are
Hello,
you there?
Felicia. Hello, Felicia. Please, if possible, can we turn on the video so members can see our faces? Thank
Okay,
you.
all right. So I will do that. But sometimes, depending on your location, then it tends to give you problems. Okay. So, yeah, so once you are here, please introduce yourself, Dr. Collins.
Right. So I'm Collins Apia, and I'm the chair for practice standard and accreditation, as well as the chair for the CPD. Thank you, and good evening, everyone.
Good evening. Thank you very much, Dr. Collins Apia. So I go to Madam Seram. Are you here? Okay, so Seram is not there. Dr. Hayford,
Good evening. I'm
Chair Dietetics. Oh, okay.
Ferram Alberta Joananga Aite, the zonal representative for GAND board. I'm a dietitian.
Thank you very much, Seram. Chair for Dietetics Group, please, if you are around. Okay, so I would move to the chair for the Nutrition Group. Okay, he's not also around yet. Then I would go to Student Rep. Ebony.
So I've been told the host has disabled the video. So can I go ahead?
Yes, please, you can.
Okay. My name is Julius Evame Agwagwa. I'm the students rep on the governing board of and I'm a dietitian. Thank you, and over.
Thank you very much. I'm grateful to have you. So Anthony, please, if you are here, can you kindly introduce yourself? Chair for Dietetics Group and Nutrition Group. PRO, are you here?
Yes, please, I'm here. Good evening.
Okay.
My name is Pel Ehonam Salome, and I'm the Public Relations Officer for GAND. Thank you, and over.
Thank you very much. And then I would move to RD Daniel. Danny, are you here? Okay. So, well, we would come back to the rest of the GB members once they join the call. So, without wasting much time, we have already spent quite some time waiting. I would hand over to the GAND Secretary, JB, to take over from me. Thank you very much, and over. JB, please.
Thank
can
you very much.
All right.
Yes, I can. Thank you. Thank you very much, Madam Felicia. Good afternoon, everyone, once again. And thanks, Madam Felicia, for holding the phone for me. We won't take much time. Today's program outline is very simple. Reverend Bedu, I'll be very grateful if you can share the outline on the screen for me. Yes, I don't know why, but I'm facing a few technical challenges and I'm unable to do so from my end. We've had our opening prayer and there has been introduction of the executives. So the next on the program outline is the minutes from our previous AGM. So I'll be taking that up in a minute. All right. So minutes of the annual general meeting held on Tuesday, 8th October 2024 at the University of Cape Coast. The meeting was called to order by the then General Secretary, who welcomed all members to the annual general meeting and expressed appreciation for their continued commitment to the academy. On introduction of executives and welcoming of members, all outgoing and incoming executives were formally introduced to the House. Members present from various regions of the country were acknowledged and duly welcomed. The chair, in the person of Professor Perkon, expressed appreciation for the strong regional representation and encouraged continued collaboration among our zonal branches. On induction of new members, an induction ceremony was conducted to welcome newly admitted members of GAND. The ceremony outlined the expectations, responsibilities, and opportunities associated with members. New inductees were encouraged to actively participate in GAND's activities and uphold their professional standards. A formal handing over ceremony took place between the outgoing executives and the newly elected leadership. The outgoing team presented key documents highlighting achievements and lessons from their tenure and expressed gratitude to the membership. The incoming executives were formally introduced to the House. On matters arising, 1. PIN renewal challenges. Members discussed ongoing delays and administrative challenges associated with PIN renewal. The meeting recommended enhanced engagement with regulatory bodies to streamline the renewal process and improve clarity on requirements. 2. Dues payments. Members noted how compliance with dues payments and emphasized the need for more flexible and accessible payment systems. It was also duly highlighted that dues are essential to sustaining the academy's programs and operations, and members, for that matter, were encouraged to pay their dues on time, as according to the GAND calendar. 3. Unemployment among graduated professionals. There were concerns raised about increasing unemployment among newly graduated nutrition and dietetics professionals. In this discussion, suggestions included stronger advocacy for job creation, partnerships with private health institutions, and improved career development support services. On outgoing president's remarks, the outgoing president delivered his end of tenure remarks reflecting on accomplishments, challenges, and progress made during his administration. He thanked members for their support and encouraged continued commitment to growth of the academy and the new elected executives. On the incoming president's opening remarks and his vision, the incoming president, in the person of Reverend Prince Bedu, outlined his vision for the academy, and which was structured around 5 pillars, which he dubbed as 5 Ps, some of which were to prosper GAND, to permeate, positioning. In all of this, his speech focused on promoting membership growth, professional advancement, and organizational sustainability. He also touched on increasing the academy's visibility, influence, and representation across health, policy, and community platforms. In all, he emphasized collaboration, improved membership welfare, and strengthening the academy's presence nationwide. On AOB, 1. Strengthening zonal engagement. Members recommended more zonal activities to ensure inclusivity and balanced participation among zones nationwide. On improved communication, Suggestions were made to enhance email updates, website notices, and social media outreach. On membership welfare, members proposed establishing a structured welfare system for emergency and major life events. And on CPD opportunities, members encouraged the expansion of our CPD workshops and improved clarity on meeting annual requirements. Some members on CPD, some of our members raised concerns about the fact that during our CPD times, the Zoom accounts is usually full and they were unable to join. And it was duly addressed that going forward there will be a subscription that would open up to more members so that the members will be able to join our CPD without any challenges. Or closing remarks. The newly welcomed president thanked members for their participation and reaffirmed their leadership's commitment to transparency, accountability, and professional growth. And he closed his remarks reminding GAND members that he is very, very committed in establishing his vision for the academy, and that the membership welfare is something he is so concerned about, and will do everything within his mandate to ensure that all members are duly inclusive in all of GAND's activities. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, JB, for the minutes reading. So, please, we would invite our president. He is the chair for the AGM. So we'll hand everything over to the chair to moderate the meeting, whilst we would also do the needful as and when we have to come in. So, Chair, over to you as your secretary has read his minutes. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Felicia. Thank you very much, JB. I'll be grateful if you could make a bit of adjustments to the agenda for today. I realize we have to let some other people connect on YouTube because of the hitch-up with the extension of the current Zoom. So if we could take the next item, so I will give my address last. So JB, if you can let us move to the next item, then I'll give the address last, whilst we work on the YouTube link for the people who can't join by Zoom to join by the YouTube, please. So we will move on to the
So if matters arising from the minutes, please.
yes. We'll go to matters arising and also get the interim financial report. Then we'll continue, please.
Okay, thank you very much. So, JB, can you please rehash the key matters that arise from the minutes so that... Okay, fine. I think that was clearly communicated. Some of them, I believe most of them are going to be handled in the president's report. Okay. So once I am the next person to deliver the financial report, I will just go straight to that.
Recording in progress.
Okay.
Hello, Felicia.
Yes, please.
Please, Zaid's hand is up.
Okay. Zaid, please, you have the...
Before we adopt the minutes, if anybody has anything to say, please let them raise it so we can close up on that tangent.
Okay.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Zaid.
So my name is Zaid Haruna, a nutritionist and a Southern Zone lead. Thank you very much for the minutes that you've read. But I have some few issues that I think we should put across to help our progress or to help in our future dealings. I believe that reports of this nature needs to be, there's somebody speaking in the background, needs to be shared to members far in advance so that we can go through before the day of the meeting. And also, when this is not done, it will be appropriate that we project the minutes so that members can read and follow as the secretary is going
Please,
through
we
it.
can't hear because of the background noise.
So who is doing the background noise? You need to meet the person.
Okay.
Hello. So on
Can
that
you hear
note,
me?
please, I will unmute. I will mute everyone. If you need to talk, you raise up your hand and we will mute you.
Perfect.
So can I go ahead?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, so what I'm saying is that matters of the minutes with respect to our AGMs like this, it would be best if we share the minutes to members in advance so that members can read and get themselves abreast with it before attending the session. And when such is not done, it is also appropriate that we project the minutes so that once we are going through it, members can see what is being projected and make a meaning out of it. It will help in our future development. I also want to indicate that the last AGM was held under during the conference that GAND supported in Houston, and I think I didn't hear mention of any of the conference during the secretary's reading. I don't know whether it is an oversight or it is just not supposed to have been captured. So, over.
Okay. Thank you very much, Zaid. Secretary.
All right, thank you very much, Zaid. So addressing your last question, I think yes, we did our AGM as an extension of the conference, but per my understanding, they are two separate events. We only took advantage of the fact that most of us were going to be at the conference, so it would be also appropriate to do our AGM around that time, and it's just the reason why I didn't mention anything about the conference. For your initial submissions, that has been duly noted, and I would ensure to work with Franklin to have the minutes distributed to members right after the meeting. And subsequently, I'll make the minutes available prior to AGM. Thank you.
Thank you very much, JB, for that. Please, I can't see any other hand up. And so I would want for someone to move for the adoption of our minutes if there aren't any further issues. Thank you.
If there are no further corrections or additions to the previous minutes, I move for the acceptance of the minutes.
A member to second, please. Okay, so I, Felicia Danso, I second. Thank you very much. So we'll move straight up onto the interim financial report. And this will be done by myself, the treasurer. Okay. So, and the financial report covers the GAND year, which spans, okay, so I can see a hand. Lutu, please, you can go ahead. Okay, so probably let me finish and then maybe you can come in with your submission. Right, so I'm reporting for the GAN year, July 2024 to June 2025. Okay, so for our incomes for the period under review, the way the hand is popping up, I believe it's a pressing issue. So I would hold on and then let Lutuf make his point and then I continue because I'm seeing it popping up several times. Please, members, do bear with me. So, Lutuf, please kindly speak. You can unmute it.
Thank you. So please, you need to coordinate well. Because when you ask me to talk, I cannot unmute myself. The host unmuted everybody. So
okay, sorry.
If we do that, it will become very difficult. Then my issue is that I think somebody raised the issue, or you even did, about the matters arising. If we say the matters arising are in the present report, it's difficult. Let's the issues one by one and we address them. We know how standard meetings are held, or is that not it? If we defer all the matters arising, now there are a number of issues. The minutes, we are not holding it. We didn't see it. So now, if you tell us that the matters arising are in the president, whatever, if the president doesn't cover it, how do we address that? And is it that apart from the matters arising, the president doesn't have anything to tell us? We should have taken the matters arising, and then when we finish and we get to the president report, we do it. Let's.
Okay, your point is well noted, sir. Thank you very much. I mean, if you err, I mean, there's no reason why you can't go back. So, with your permission, can I complete? Mine is just a 2-slide. Can I complete it and then we go back? If it is not acceptable, I will just cut it here and then we deal with the matters arising from the minutes.
Hello, Felicia.
Yes.
I think Lutus has a point. So, JB, if the secretary we can give 10 minutes for matters arising, so the secretary can raise the key matters up. Once the there were no additions or subtractions, and the minutes have been adopted, I think we can go ahead and discuss it. So,
Okay.
so Secretary, if you can give us the key points, then we can discuss it before the treasurer comes.
Okay, thank you very much. So back to Secretary. Yeah.
All right, thank you. All right, so the first on the matters arising is with the PIN renewal challenges.
So let me end this.
The members discussed the ongoing delays and administrative challenges associated with PIN renewal, and it was recommended that enhanced engagement with our regulatory body is needed to streamline the process and improve clarity on requirements. Thank you.
Okay, so please kindly take them one after the other again, one at a time, so that we can duly address them.
Two was on dues payments.
JB, please kindly go back to one. So once you mention it, then it's open for discussion, and then we can take them in that order.
All right, I'm taking one again on PIN renewal challenges. It was discussed, members discussed the ongoing delays and the administrative challenges associated with the annual PIN renewal. During the meeting, it was recommended that enhanced engagement with our regulatory body, it's necessary to streamline the process and also improve clarity on requirements. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So on PIN renewals, presenting should inform members. Okay, so I would want to find out. So President, and then to my other team members, please, we would want to know what has been done in this regard. If there are any updates for the members in the area of PIN renewals. Thank you, and over. JB.
Okay, so thank you, Alicia. I think the chair of practice standards and accreditation is on the call.
Yeah.
And I would want to yield to him to tell us the challenges that were canvassed at our last meeting and what has been done to as a remedial step for it. So Collins, if you can hear me, please can you would the host kindly unmute Collins up here so he can address the matter. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Presume. Yeah, so last year, I think the key challenges were challenges of members not seeing their CPD points being credited to them on the AHPC system. I think it was a major issue that came up last year. So delays from the AHPC, when members log on, they don't see the points to the extent that even up to the time that the deadline was due, they were still not seeing their points. We followed up with the AHPC. Yes, I should say that was the first time that the new GB had that was our first peer renewal process as a new GB at the time. So we had to work with the previous GB to ensure that the issues were addressed. Yeah, so there was a delay. But I think eventually we followed up with the HPC staff and they were able to correct the anomaly. And members were able to get their PIN renewed, even though it got into the new year, which is this year. So we are hoping that this year that's challenge will be addressed, because there's also a new registrar, a new leadership team at the AHPC, and they are committed to improving to an improved CPD renewal system this time around. And yeah, so essentially that's what I can comment, my preliminary comment on this, so that if there's any other, then I can also address them. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much. Please, is there any other comment or issue regarding the PIN renewals from members and also from the GB? Okay, so I am seeing a question on the chat. It says, when will we know in this current year when GAN has sent the CPD to the AHPC? That's the first question. Then the second one is, was the CPD organized by GAND? Because the organizers of CPDs are supposed to ensure AHPC assigned CPDs to the participants. Okay, so
Yes. Yes, all right. Felicia, if I may
yes, please
respond.
go ahead. Yeah.
Yes, so of course, GAN organizes CPD for members to be able to get the needed points for them to be able to renew their license. Yes, so it's sent to the AHPC, but we know that usually during the time of PIN renewal, there tends to be pressure on the AHPC staff. So they manage about 18 professions. And due to, I'm not speaking for them, but around that time, there's a bit of pressure on them. But we compile all the attendance list and then forward to the AHPC. In fact, for this year's, right after today, latest by Friday, we're going to add today's attendance. We'll publish the preliminary list of attendance for members to cross-check before we forward to the HPC. And that's usually the routine we do every year. So we publish it for members to see before it's sent. So we all know what we had before we submit. But when we get there, GAND really has little control. I say little control because, of course, we do follow up with them to ensure that any anomalies are corrected. But ultimately, uploading the points from the various professions, including GAND, is done by the AHPC team. All right. I don't know if I'm able to address that completely.
Okay, thank you very much. I believe that is clear. If there is any other concern, we will take it. Otherwise, we move to the second matter. So I have one that, is it possible you can use the registration list for the CPD points?
Well, not so clear, but if I may again speak to that. So we are all familiar with how we collect the attendance for the CPD. So we will normally publish or post the Google link, which we would also do for today. So through that, we get everyone who attends and then fills the form. Your details are captured, including your PIN number. The key ones, your name, the profession, because we have nutrition, dietetics, different cadres amongst us. So we have to capture that. And then the PIN, so that, of course, the team, when we forward to HPC, they'll be able to allocate it to you. Yeah, so we collate all that. And then the good thing is that we're able to also export that to Excel. So we are able to collate all that and then process the attendance for the whole year. So, and based on the various categories of CPD that we did. So latest by Friday, we will all see after today's program, we add it and then we let members see your participation for the year across all the categories and topics that we have organized, so that if there are any issues, we address that before we submit.
All right, Dr. Collins, thank you very much. Last two ones, and then we'll move ahead. So someone is asking that how come CPDs organized by third parties face fewer challenges as compared to GAND? Okay, so I believe it's GAND you're referring to as Gandhi. All right. So the issue is that it's like others are facing fewer challenges compared to GAND. What's the issue in getting the list to AHPC on time? Then the last one is there's a suggestion that, okay, it's a suggestion that can it be submitted, the list be submitted after every CPD so that by now it is already populated in members' dashboard. So yeah, take it over.
Yes, all right. So I'll take the lead again. Thank you. Thanks, Felicia, and thanks to the members for the comments. Yeah, so on the issue of third-party CPD programs or organizers not facing challenges as we do, well, I am not sure about that, because we also get to hear about members who enroll on other third-party CPD programs. And when they get to time for them to renew their PINs, even some of them enroll for the very, huge CPD point that they advertise. And they bank their hopes on that. You get to renewal time, you check your portal, it's not there. You are calling, you don't even, nobody is responding. But with as I've mentioned, the challenges sometimes, it may not necessarily come from GAND, but from the other side, the AHPC side sometimes. But when that's happened and you get in touch with us, you call, we will respond and then address the issues as we did for last year. So that's why we always encourage members to participate or to join the GAND CPD, so that when there's a problem, you can always call or send a message to the CPD chair, or if the CPD chair is not responding, the secretary is there, the president is there, at least there'll be someone to respond. So that's why we encourage us to join our CPD. Yes, and then again, there's a suggestion on us sending the list after each CPD. Yes, that's fine. But see, this year there's also something new that we introduced, in that we appreciate that sometimes members, for some genuine reasons, may miss maybe an event, a CPD event that they have already registered for. So provided the opportunity to also access the recording. So sometimes members actually get in touch with genuine reasons, with evidence, and then we allow them to access the recording, and then allow them to also fill the attendance form when we are convinced that they have really reviewed or seen the recording. So if you send it too early, that means we may miss out on those members. And then during registration, during renewal times, these small challenge can also delay the whole process. But come next year, we'll also see how we can streamline that how we can work with the AHPC team in order to also streamline that. What I know is that when everything goes at once, then they have the complete list. So they can't tell us that they have misplaced one, CPD, attendance, and etc. But so we send all at once, and then when they are working on it, they work on all. All right. So I don't know if other GB members have inputs to make on that.
May I go ahead and speak?
Yes, please.
Okay, so Collins, I just want to hit that point again. Because as the year goes and we're all busy running around, I agree with the question or the suggestion of each time we finish a CPD, getting it to them so that at least halfway through the year, you have a rough idea, okay, I've got about 10 more points that I need to accumulate, or I have another 5 points that I need to accumulate. Waiting to, I think, until the last minute, I think is not wise, because now you have to figure out whether you've met your points. If you didn't, then you run into issues. Now, I do hear you're concerned about submitting later once the person has listened to the recordings. And I am one of those individuals where I called in because where I was, for whatever reason, network was not allowing me to be able to tune in, like today, where we're all sitting in there's technological issues and we're unable to access it. But we are genuinely interested in knowing what the information or the presentation is about. And with the thanks to AI nowadays and technology, you can find out whether the person accessed the information or not. So I'm also going to emphasize, or I'm also going to make the point or the suggestion that please, we need at least maybe midway through the year to know where we're at in terms of CPDs so that we can make adjustments. I, for one, can say that most times I'm over, but I also don't want to wait until the end to find out whether or not I made the cut or if I had enough, or maybe based on what you guys submitted, maybe there's another batch that I needed to get. So please, I'm also pleading, Collins, that if doing it per each presentation is a bit tedious, why not maybe every quarter or maybe halfway through? Would that be feasible?
All right. Thank you for the feedback comments, Mavis. Yes. So yeah. So yes, maybe sending to the AHPC regular, as I mentioned, and may be challenging, but I think making it available to members, that's fine. So next year we will look at publishing it at least every quarter amongst the members. Okay, so we can do that so the members can cross-check their points. I think that's in order and well taken. All right.
All right.
Yes,
Thank
Pearl's
you.
hand is up.
Okay, Pearl, and that will be the last one, so we can move to the next matter arising. Thank you. Pearl, over to you.
Hello, good evening. And just to add on to what has been shared already, we are trying to have on the website a dashboard on your members dashboard where you can see the number of points you have accumulated per the CPDs that you have attended. Our web designer has been working on this, so I'm very certain that hopefully by next year, some of these challenges can be dealt with, such that once you log onto your dashboard, you'll be able to see how many points you have accrued per the CPDs that you have attended. So apologies that this year it couldn't happen, but I know our web designer is working very hard and he's doing a lot of innovations with our website. So hopefully next year, these things will be a thing of the past. We'd also encourage members to reach out early. At least we know that life can get busy. We can be swamped in a lot of things, but it's helpful. A lot of members reach out every day to me and some other GB members. So some of the issues around CPD and whether or not your name was captured and you missed the attendance list, please reach out to us in time and in a good time. Some people will be calling you very late in the night and all that. But hopefully next year, we should make good use of our website and then we can move forward from there. Thank you and over.
Thank you
Yeah.
very much. And
Hello, Felicia.
yes, sir.
I think Lukman has been hitting a particular point regarding GAND using the members in the list of members in good standing, or those who have subscribed and renewed their membership, instead of registration for each CPD to send a list to HPC. And I want to address that. Lukman, when we do that, we'll be cutting our nose to spite our own faces. We are here to build a community of top-notch professionals, and the reason for CPDs is to build our own skills. So if we use the list of those who have subscribed or renewed their membership and are in good standing as the yardstick or the list of people who have participated in CPDs, we'll be doing injustice to our own selves. So it is important we encourage ourselves to participate in the CPDs, to sharpen our skills, to help them, the masses we work to enhance their health. So it will not be possible for us to use just the list of those who have subscribed, because if you subscribe and you don't attend, we would have defeated our purpose of being. Thank you very much. Over.
All right. Thank you very much for that feedback as well. So great input, suggestions, and we are hoping that come next year we would have made significant progress, and what we are experiencing currently will be a thing of the past. So we move to the next matter arising, and that is on dues payment. And it said members noted low compliance with dues payment and emphasized the need for more flexible and accessible payment systems. It was also highlighted that dues are essential to sustaining the academy's programs and operations. Okay, so once it's about dues payment, I would go first, and then other GB would come in. So in terms of dues payments, we realize that currently we have made some progress in terms of trying to make it quite easy for members to pay their dues. In the past, we were using only the Momo lines to receive dues, and then also through Paystack, okay? And so sometimes it becomes a bit challenging, even, reconciling, you have to do double work, manual, and then what is already done through payments, done through Paystack is easier for you to track them. But for the Momo, sometimes it's a bit challenging if you don't have the statements at hand. So, but however, you realize that due to the upgradement of our website, the site currently does accept payments. So in fact, and that is what we are encouraging all members to do. So we would have very little inflows through the Momo line for those that may have very genuine problems. Now, if we use the Momo lines to do PIN renewal, sometimes when you are reconciling, we are able to track the member but sometimes you don't have the full details of the person. So you realize that along the line, this year, several emails were sent to members to try to complete their data with us so that we can adequately reconcile the informations that we have. So you would also notice that some of you who registered, or let me say renewed their PINs quite recently, you would have noticed that the date for your next renewal is kind of like outside the GAN year. They are all systems we are testing to see if it's going to help us, so that depending on the time that you renew, renewals are done annually, so that you are not tied to the GAN year specifically. But then once you renew today, then the next renewal time is 12 months after. We are testing all of that. If it proves to be efficient and helpful, why not? The system is for us, is to make our work easy, is to make members have stress-free time renewing their subscriptions with the body. So that is what I would say on that. If there are any other inputs from other GB members, you can please come on with your...
Thank you.
Thank
you very much, Felicia, for the update. I think that House, if we listen carefully to Felicia, all the innovations we are trying to put up and bring in, you realize that they are very, very heavy on the users, and those are the back end working on them. So for the past 3 months, the governing board has been doing a lot of analysis, a lot of thinking to find out how we can help ourselves to take this burden from off our heads. In fact, sometimes I have had a lot of calls from people who thought they have actually paid their dues because they had forgotten. So we would have to, in fact, we will put the table 3 issues by close of meeting regarding the way forward in dues collection. Number 1, as I think from in January, when we had our general business meeting, there was a large consensus that if there's a way dues could be collected monthly from our various banks, that one will take off the burden of always remembering and paying, and also forgetting sometimes. So we are putting, we have put some few thoughts together to help us to receive the dues monthly from those who receive their salaries from the Controller and Accountant General. And by that, we are looking at having amount that will not let you now register as member in good standing, then register for CPDs for the year and all that. So the amount that will be deducted monthly and putting it together, culminating it into a year, should suffice our dues, our CPDs, and our welfare. Because we discussed in January too about our welfare, some key points of interest were raised, so that when the amount is deducted, we together at our general meeting, the first meeting of the year, as we normally do, general caucus meeting, we'll decide on maybe an insurance company that can offer us a good welfare model or package, so that whilst you pay your dues, your CPD, your dues, and your welfare contributions are catered for. And then we realized that not all members are on controller's payroll. So we have also planned to be able to deal with the various universities, the financial directorate of various universities, in conjunction with our members in those facilities, to be able to do direct deduction of dues from their salaries. And number 3, for the freelancers and private members or professionals, we are developing
Standing order forms.
A standing order form that will be sent to you by emails that you fill and send it back to us. So we present to your banks on your behalves. In that, we'll be able to capture all of us, and then we'll not have issues with who is in good standing, who is not in good standing. Once we take first 3 months, your deduction go through first 3 months, and we get the list of payment, we publish members of good standing of all professionals. And I think in this way, the burden will be lifted off the shoulders of the GB members in charge of collecting and ensuring that the lists are done well. And also, the members themselves will not have this issue of going back and forth on it. So these 3 proposals will be laid to the House at this AGM for us to make a decision on it. And if we have other ideas we can use to polish and manage it, then we will do it so that right from the first quarter of next year, we can sanitize our payments and let our operations be smoother. Thank you very much. Over, Felicia.
Okay, thank you very much, President, for that input. So I'll just read a few comments in the chat box, and then we'll continue to the 3rd and final matter arising from the minutes. So one, there's an attendance form that has been posted in the chat box. Please try and then fill it out for us. That is what we are currently using. So for this one, please kindly fill it out for us. Then also there is someone is asking, oh, okay, we've moved from CPDs. So someone is asking that if I registered in 2021, paid my dues for 2021, but didn't pay for 2022, 2023, 2024, in 2025, am I paying for only 2025, or I have to pay 2025 and the arrears of 2024, 2022, 23, and 24? So for this one, I'll let the president answer.
Okay, thank you, Samson. The governing board has had a very stressful time with these scenarios, because we are passionate to see all members coming together, all of us joining the academy and pushing forward our objectives. Because of that, there was a waiver that the governing board gave in the erstwhile governing board, to the extent that we renew membership yearly, and that if something happened and some people, for 1 or 2 reasons, they couldn't renew their membership, we encourage that they should just come and make amends by just renewing their membership for that year. The current GB is to sit on the matter to decide whether the moratorium will still go a year or 2 more, or we will put a stop to it. So as it is now, once no communication has come from the current GB, Samson, if you couldn't pay 2022, 2023, 2024, you quickly renew for 2025 before otherwise stated. That is what I can say. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that. Then the last comment on the dues. That at the last AGM, a discussion was started about reducing the membership renewal rate in consideration for members who are unemployed. It's a year later and nothing has been mentioned about it since that meeting. Well, I am having a difficulty understanding the message, but if any member does understand it, please help me. I don't know whether you're talking about the rates or the frequency. Okay.
Yeah. Hello, Felicia.
Please, yes.
I remember this discussion very well. I think that especially the newly inducted members, some of them complained that they had to squeeze water out of stone to be able to register, pay their food dues, and pay their registration fee before, and also get some TNT to come to Cape Coast for the induction. So they suggested that since the post-interns who are just coming straight into membership of the academy, most of them might not be working at the time they will be inducted. They pleaded if something could be done about their about the amount they would have to pay before they are taken in. I must say that the GB hasn't finalized a decision on that, and since it has come up again, I think that we will look at it and give a communique on that before the next induction. So please take heart. You hear from the GB very soon. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for that update. Right. So yes, the recordings, CPD chair. There's a question that will the recordings be made available to new members who have to renew their PINs but have no CPDs?
Yes, so Felicia, in such cases, they should just get in touch with us and then we can address them. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. So please,
You're welcome.
Martha Kofi, kindly get in touch, and any other person that has such a challenge should get in touch with the CPD chair. So we move to the third and
so Felicia, just a quick one. So
right.
please, I'll suggest that members send maybe a WhatsApp message. That's easier for us to work with so that we can quickly address. Sometimes when the calls come and then you miss it, it may escape you, in returning. So, but if it's a message, once it's on red, it takes green. Then you can always go back and follow up on that. Thank you.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you very much. So please, let's send messages so we can always go back and then address them if we miss them. So the third and the final matter arising, unemployment among graduated professionals. Concerns were raised about increasing unemployment among newly graduated nutrition and dietetics professionals. Suggestions included stronger advocacy for job creation, partnership with health institutions, and improved career development support services. President.
Yes, I think I will yield this to I would pause here for Lutu to speak. Then there's an aspect of this I will address in my address. So please let me hold on here and address it fully there, please.
Okay, thank you. Quick one. I thought, if I'm wrong, let me know. You know, you discuss some kind of options around the payment, right? So in my head, I was thinking that the way you concluded, you wanted a decision to be made. And then Felicia said, let me read the comments. And those comments became questions. And then we answered the questions and we are going. We didn't make a decision. I think you presented
Come
enough.
back to that.
Okay, because let's make the decisions. But if we don't make it, we'll come back and be worrying the executives for nothing. But once we make a decision, there's some action they can take forward. So if you come back to that, no problem. Thank you.
Thank you
very
much, Lutu, for the reminder as well. So we would want to take a decision on the modalities for our dues payment. President mentioned several options that we are considering. The first was those that are on controller system for deductions to be made from controller. Those that will equally want, they are not on controller, but we also have the option for doing bank deductions. And then the third was also the standing order. Equally, I would say that will also fall under the bank level deduction. So these are the two that we need to take a decision on in terms of our dues payments. So I would want us to know, I don't know how we are going to go about this online, but President, please assist me.
Okay, so House. Okay, before I say, Lutus, what do you have to say before I go on?
I was just going to say, you just pose a question. If somebody has any objections as to why we shouldn't have it, they raise it. If not, we say yeah, and then we know that it's properly taken as a decision.
It's carried.
And the executives will meet, and then we move on.
All right. So thank you very much. I think that is fair. So House, it is our resolution that the House agree and mandate the governing board to put the processes in place to enable members who are on the controller and accountant general payroll, members in the various higher institutions of higher learning, and private and freelance members to be able to pay their dues, their CPD fees, and their welfare fees without any difficulties. If we agree to this resolution, please, can we give our approval by a thumbs up or any way of indication? In absence of that, and if you have something to say about it, please give us you can raise your hand, then we'll give you the opportunity to speak. I've seen some people giving us thumbs up already. A lot of thumbs up. Great. So I see a hand up. Mavis, please kindly.
Yeah, honestly, speak. I can see press. I can see 3 hands up.
3 hands up. Okay.
Yes. Okay. Abbas, Wise, and then there's somebody using Canada, Ghana.
Yes, that's Mavis.
Okay. So Mavis first, then we go to Wise and then Abbas.
Okay.
Please, for the sake of the lawyers in the room, my suggestion would be that we state the question clearly in the question box and then have individuals type yes or no, so that there's some form of documentation Somebody could say they were driving, they didn't hear. Somebody could say they didn't hear that conversation, they never were part of it, so that we have something in documentation to say that, yes, we approve. So something should be in writing, and then give the participants an opportunity to say yes or no. And then we have something to document.
Yeah.
Yes,
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Maybe yes, who's speaking?
Franklin.
Yeah, Franklin.
Yeah, so I'm creating a poll on here which will pop up on everybody's screen. Then they can use that to vote. I hope that helps.
Great.
Or since there are a lot of people also on YouTube, you also have to count that by creating a Google Doc for everyone to fill.
Okay, now, so I was thinking that voice resolution is also documentation, and since we are recording, it should be able to suffice. So if the whole house agree, that we have to do a text resolution instead of voice resolution, I think for the purpose and the time, we have done almost 2 hours already, and I don't know if the house will agree to a mixture or the voice, or if anybody didn't get the resolution clearly, you can raise your hand. We can restate it for you. But this is our own house matter, and then I think the voice note is also documentative enough. That is what I would want to say, so that we don't drag the outcome of the resolution too long to put us or send us into the deep into the night. Yeah. So Felicia, kindly let the other two people speak. Yeah.
Okay, so Frank, kindly unmute Wise Abbas. Now we have 4.
Then Seth Amenyatu has joined.
Yeah. So Wise, you have the floor, please.
Yes, thank you, Felicia. Thanks, Prince, and everybody who has spoken before me. I just wanted to suggest that once the option to pay annual dues has been made available on our website, on our dashboards, that should also be an option. It shouldn't only be limited to the controller and the bank deductions alone. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you very much. Abbas, please.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Regarding the deduction from the bank, there are 3 items on the list here: dues, welfare, and CPD. So I would want that we make it optional for an individual to opt for the ones he wants to get deducted from source. So an individual could want all 3 deducted, one could want only dues, one could want whichever one. Thank you.
Okay, so before I move to Seth, President, can you clarify that? I'm not sure we are going to do 3 separate deductions.
No. So Abbas, it is for the dues that we are going to take. What we are saying is that our dues will, once your dues is deducted, inside the dues, your CPD is within it, and we are saying that the proposal is that part of the dues you have paid, will take a bit of it also to do an insurance policy for every member. So it's not that we are going to pile plenty amount together. Once the House gives us the go-ahead to bring put together the policy, at our meeting in January, we will bring it to the House again. For the January meeting is an extraordinary meeting, so we will discuss it, that this is the percentage we are proposing, and this is how much it will be at the close of the year. And out of it, this is what we are taking out. This percentage is what we are taking out for your personal, because we thought that if you pay dues, you should get some benefits from it as an association. So that is why we are saying that part of the money you have paid as dues will be allocated for welfare purposes. That is a bonus for paying dues. So it's not going to be a piling of this amount plus this amount plus this amount. No, it is the dues that we agreed to pay by deduction. That part of it will be used for welfare. Thank you.
Okay. Then Seth and then Lutuf, and we'll move for the motion. Seth, please.
Okay, so thank you. President, whilst you were answering the last speaker, you happened to answer my questions, and I'm okay now. What I am waiting for is how much the deduction is going to be.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Seth. We'll give you in January, God willing, at our meeting.
Right. Lutuf, please, you have the floor.
Okay, thank you. So just a few quick things to help us save time. I think that when there's an issue and there are a number of hands, if we can take 2, 3 of them at a go, you don't need to answer to us one by one. I think that may save us some time. The second thing is that I thank God that I raised this thing up because we are getting additional details. You know, now we are saying that if I would just summarize, so basically what we are saying is that we will look at our dues and decide on a figure. But you are saying that as we make in the general meeting, as we decide on the dues, we should keep in mind that whatever dues you are paying will include CPD costs and some welfare costs, which you have said will be insurance. I think that this is clear, even though when we get there, we disagree that it is additional benefit from paying dues. It's just if we need welfare insurance, we should understand that the dues will be more expensive than if it was just dues. These are just the realities of economics. So, but when we get there, we will we will we will decide. I think at this moment we are just saying that these are other dues payment options in addition to the regular one. If I want to just pay now like my mobile money, I do it. But there are other options. Now, when we come in January, we will now make a decision on whether we even want all these things bundled together into the dues, or we still want them to be there individually. So it's good that you have provided this info. I also want to say that we can do the voice vote, but maybe what we could do to help in the future is that there are always some things that the leadership will come that you know that we need to take clear leadership, a clear decision on them. If that is what we are thinking, then these things can already be pre-designed in the whatever the Zoom or so. I don't know how to do it, but I'm sure somebody knows. They can already be pre-designed. So when it gets to that stage, and after the discussions, the one controlling will just let it pop up and then we vote. But I think vote is enough. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Lutuf, for that submission. And so, in the absence of any further deliberations, I move for the annual dues deduction to be made directly from members' salaries, either through bank or through the controller system. As many as agree, let's say yeah, and those that oppose say no. Voice notes. Yeah. So please, let's unmute everybody so we can hear the voice and then we can type as well. So as many as agree, please, let's hear your voices. Yeah.
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 The eyes have it. The eyes have it.
The ayes have it.
Okay, so as have been made clear, the ayes definitely
Yes,
have it.
the ayes have it.
All right, so we can move on now. And so we move to the final bits on the matters arising. Where is my matter arising? Okay, and it's on unemployed graduates the number of unemployed dietetics and nutrition graduates in the system. What has been done so far since our last AGM? President, over to you. Thank you.
Okay, so I think I can bring part of my listing here. In fact, there's a, I must say that speaking as the president, I'm speaking from the. Okay, so Franklin, I think you can mute everybody now and unmute those who are ready to speak. I'm speaking from the point of great disappointment because there were a series of meetings, and I see Percy here, who has worked so tirelessly getting together the list of nutritionists and dietitians, I think from 2019. Every year from 2019, we've been giving assurances over assurances over assurances. Now the numbers have built so hugely. At our last meeting with the current minister, a cross-section of the president of the allied health professions met with him, and he assured us, because there were undertones of a serious strike in solidarity with a demonstration that was going to happen by the unemployed allied health professions or professionals, which could bring out about 32,000 people who were not employed when we put together all the 18 professions together. So the minister assured us that we should hold on and that there will be, we will hear good news for this budget for 2026, which was just read some few weeks ago, that the backlog of allied health, unemployed allied health professionals will be cleared, or a substantial number will be taken care of. Unfortunately, that promise didn't happen. We didn't see anything. And the matter may revert back to where we were before we met the minister. But what I can say here now is that the Council of Presidents are thinking about the matter, and we see the support that we can give to see the other strategies that can be used to get the government to see to us, because still the nurses and the doctors were giving some slots, but the allied health people, our promise fell on rocks. So this is where we are now. I don't know whether Percy would want to say anything here. Otherwise, when the discussion at the Council of Presidents is concluded, we will formally inform members on what the working professionals and the unemployed professionals would have to do to put pressure on the government to get our people general employment. So this is what I can say on the matter now. Thank you very much. Over, Alicia.
All right, thank you very much, President, for that update. So we will move straight to the next item on the agenda.
Hello, Felicia.
Yes.
Please, a quick one. I want to mention to members who are joining us via YouTube to please check the chats. The attendance register has been posted in the chats. So please check and then fill in the attendance for us. Members who have joined us via the YouTube, and those of us who are also with us on Zoom, attendance register is also in the chat box. Please check. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Lutu, please make your submission and let me move on.
Yes, so I think this is a very important issue. And for me, you know, we have to help ourselves before somebody helps us. And this is a bigger policy issue the Minister of Health will need to look at. You see, if we are in a country where almost every professional or every regulated health professional by de facto is waiting for government to employ them, we should also be looking at maybe the government need to be limiting the thing to those they can employ. I have taken this issue up with Allied Health several times. And I usually ask them, is it everybody who submit a curriculum to do nutrition and dietetics that you go ahead and approve? What is your HR planning? Every day, there's some new institution that wants to do nutrition and dietetics. If we don't also look at that side, then I'll be very frank, some of our colleagues in the academia may also not be helping us. I know that it is their core thing. Their universities want money because government is not giving them subventions. So everybody wants to introduce a lot of undergraduate courses that they can admit students. But the reality is that, look, I just look at the number of documents, curricula that Allah have brought for me to review, new ones. And then you ask, I keep asking them, why are you just approving everybody who comes? It doesn't work like that. If we, at the professional side of things, it is time that we start engaging the council, not just to limit the school. They should also start looking at limiting the numbers. The other part, maybe as we move forward, and maybe the president can take it to the council of presidents, is to look at the private sector. We can use regulation to create jobs in the private sector. We have the Health Facilities Regulatory Authority. Maybe nutritionists may not benefit a lot from this, but those in the imaging and disease, if you want to set up a facility to provide imaging services, they need to enforce that you need to have some 1 or 2 permanent staff, so that we, those who have the jobs in the government, are not the people who are going back to the private sector only for locum and taking up all the jobs when new people are being trained and there are not opportunities. Because if they use the HEFRA, these things they can push and get them to have some minimum number of permanent staff and those kind of things. So that's just what I want to say. But moving forward, we need to critically look at how are we engaging the council to start limiting the number of schools and limiting number of what? Admissions. Look, it's normal. Every human being is by nature, what do you call it, greedy. You want to take care of yourself first. So it's normal that as professionals, we may want to take care of ourselves first. If we don't do this, I'm telling you, those who have been doing accreditation, you know the volumes of this thing and the more number of students that are being admitted. So please, Mr. President, as we engage the ministry and everything, we all know that practically it's not possible for the ministry to employ 32,000 people. That one we know. But we just say they should give us slots. So we have to address it. If the ministry will not take the policy decision to address the other part, we need to also be pushing them, especially using the council, to deal with the other parts. So that's just what I wanted to add, so that we all reflect on that as we move forward. Because it's really frustrating when you see people come out degree, they can't do anything. Like, it's very frustrating. Thank you.
Thank you very much,
Thank
Lutus.
you
Well
very
taken. Well taken.
Right. So there is a notice in the chat that there is someone or there's a group that is asking for unemployed professionals who have entrepreneurial ideas to reach out to them for funding. And I would like to find out what if GAND has grants to this and the procedure for it. Okay, so please, this one I would ask that you contact the chair for the dietetics group. He has further information on this notice. All right, thank you very much. Let me give the opportunity to Kula to speak. Then Zaid, you come on and then we'll move ahead. Please, it's already 6 now and we need to make progress. Thank you. Kula, over to you. You introduce yourself to us as well.
Okay, so good evening and thank you for the opportunity. So Felicia mentioned my name. I'm Anthony Kula with the GB as Vice President. I think the discussion around the number of graduates we really need to have maybe think through it and see how we can really work around it. It's really, I support what Lutu is saying. And, I don't know what our role is as professionals in the training of our colleagues. I mean, for other professionals, I think it's not today that the numbers of some professionals are normally low. They make noise about it, but the numbers that they are training still don't meet the gaps. So I don't know. Maybe I'm talking about doctors. Every time we know that doctors are not enough, but yet they are training, they limit their numbers. So how are they able to do that? And we just feel that we can open the floodgates. Remember, your premium will also tied to the work you do and how relevant you are. If we are just so many around the world, it's also not possible for everybody to pick us. They can't pick all of us. And that is how we will have issues even talking to government to pick these huge numbers. So I think that the two have raised very legitimate concerns. How do we feed into the universities or institutions training our colleagues? How can we make sure that even if they are training them, they meet the minimum standards and the numbers should not be just any number that they can train, all because they want to raise funds for the institution. They should be interested in the welfare of their graduates after they complete school. So I think it's important we go into that and see how other professionals are able to regulate the training of their colleagues, and then we can look at that and see how we feed it into this discussion, and we guide that. If not, really, sometimes you look at the schools that are saying they are training the people that are even training the professionals. You seem to be worried that the numbers are so few to be able to train the professionals. And we in the field, you meet them and you realize that they are just hollow. They don't have the basics of what they need to have, and they come out. So I think it's a concern actually. Over.
Right. Thank you very much. And then Zaid, you have the final go at this, and then I would move on. Thank you. You have 1 minute, please.
All right. So I think that this particular point has been said and repeated over and over. And I think that Senior Lutut has touched on one side of the solutions towards this. However, I still am of the view that we as a professional group have limited ourselves too much such that we are always focusing on health, and the Ministry of Health, and they should absorb us into the health system and all those stuff. Please, nutrition and dietetics, our expertise are required in so many fields and areas, especially the nutrition category. We should not just limit ourselves to the health sector. When you go to the manufacturing and food industries, our services are needed there. Agric and food systems, our services are needed there. Education, training, academia, our services are needed there. NGOs, okay, media, government policy and areas, research, our services are needed there. So we just don't need to limit ourselves to this particular health reason. Let's find a way of sensitizing our members to know that there are several job opportunities beyond or aside the health sector, so that people will not be coming out of the institution pre-programmed that I must work with Ministry of Health, I must work with Ghana Health Service, and so on and so on. We need to diversify. And the more we are able to get our members into other sectors of the economy, that's when we'll be able to make greater impact and call the shots. But if we are always going to be limited in that particular aspect, well, they can use that as a means of regulating and reducing our numbers. And we shouldn't deceive ourselves. Government cannot absorb all of us. So from today onwards, let's begin conscientizing our members that health is not the only place for nutritionists and dietitians. There are several places we can work in. I'm a nutritionist, but I'm not working in the health sector. I'm with a research institution. So we can do that. Let's begin reprogramming our minds and not limiting ourselves to just health. I think this argument needs to be really hard, and then we'll see how best we can move forward with that. Over.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Zaid. So we would move to the next item on the agenda. President, at this point, I believe you can deliver your report. Am I right at that? Yes.
You are.
Okay,
So
thank you.
I think I will quickly do so. Then
Okay. Okay. Please, can you see my slide?
Yes, it can be seen, please. Kindly put
All
it up. Thank you.
So some of the things I put together to speak about have been discussed substantially. So I hope to use a few minutes to go through. So this is my report for the year 2024-2025 GAN year, ending June 2025. Just a moment. All right. So I want to just speak about where we were. I'll briefly introduce, then we'll talk about where we began, where we are, and where we are going, and I will conclude. So I hope that we will finish this quickly. So the introduction, by way of introduction, I want to restate our vision as an academy as stated in our constitution and our mission. So the vision of GAND, Ghana Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics, is to present and develop the nutrition and or dietetic professions to contribute towards achieving optimal nutrition for all Ghanaians and to provide the most credible source of nutrition and food information as applies to health and disease in Ghana. And the mission is that the Academy will be a progressive and dynamic organization which promotes a supportive environment by providing dynamic professional services responsive to the needs of members who are committed to promoting high standards of nutrition and dietetics in Ghana. This is our mission. So, our objectives in achieving our mission, we have 9 stated objectives to ensure the observance of high standards of professional conduct among nutritionists and dietitians, to foster a corporate spirit among nutritionists and dietitians in promoting food and nutrition well-being in Ghana, to encourage the pursuit and integration of research, professional development, and relevant advancements that will enhance the progress of nutrition and dietetics knowledge and practice, to encourage the exchange of scientific and professional information, ideas, and discussion of subjects of common interest to nutritionists and dietitians in Ghana. The 5th objective is to be the authoritative or to be the authority in food and nutrition across relevant sectors in Ghana. Number 6, to create and maintain a registry of members in good standing. 7, to cooperate with other nutrition and or dietetic societies or associations in Africa and elsewhere, including the International Union of Nutrition Sciences and the International Confederation of Dietetic Associations, in upholding high standards and dignity of the nutrition and dietetic profession, to advance and promote the professional interest of members, to place at the disposal of accrediting institutions optimum standards for training of nutrition and dietetic professionals. So these are well canvassed objectives that our dear academy stand to pursue or achieve. So we began in October as the secretary read earlier on. And we were sworn in and inaugurated in 2024. The governing board set out to work immediately after inauguration. The governing board defined the focus for the term in office, and we began to work immediately. So we set out the 5 Ps as our focus, looking at the expiring strategic plan, 5-year strategic plan that was running before we were inaugurated, how we will dovetail that into another 5-year tenure, that is from 2025 to 2030. Whilst working on that big document, we chose for the first 3 years to look at 5 key pillars we can work on to report to the House about its success. So we saw we looked at populating, positioning, permeating, pioneering, and prospering GAND. So populate, position, permeate, pioneer, and prosper. These were the 5 Ps we set out to push ahead in our term in office of 3 years. So in populating, the idea was to move GAND from where we were, looking at the prospect ahead of us. From the membership, we met at 300 members in good standing, approximately 2,500 by the time this governing board will be wrapping up our work. And when we assumed office, we had 597 registered members, duly registered members on our website, with 300 members in good standing. Over the past year in office, the number has risen to 1,098 registered members, and the rate at which the renewal is happening, we are expecting members in good standing to rise to 700 by January and 1,000 by March. And this 1,000 by March is our understanding that if all goes well in January, the proposals are adopted or certified by the extraordinary meeting in January, and deductions are done en bloc, then we are sure that almost everybody will be a member in good standing by then. So this one is a conservative estimate. By March, should everyone, or should we agree to begin the mass deductions in January? And the positioning, Ghana holds a very enviable position in the International Union of Nutritional Sciences. And recently, we've been able to join the International Confederacy for Dietetic Associations, which we are now worming our way into that fraternity. But in IUNS, GAND is well known, and Ghana has played significant role, especially producing a president as that. So we want to consolidate that position we have and also make our presence felt in ICDA. So also in positioning, we want, and we have clarity of thought to systematically create world-class nutrition and dietetics professionals, leading to the attainment of prestige. That when it is said that somebody is a registered nutritionist in Ghana or registered dietitian in Ghana, that credential must mean a lot to people in the sub-Saharan Africa, the West Africa sub-region, and the entire globe. So that is one thing that we want to achieve within these 3 years. Then we also wanted to create a niche for nutrition and dietetics practice in Ghana. So for over the past 1 year, we've deliberately decided to streamline our relationship with training institutions. We are having a very important relationships, improving our relationship with the training institutions. And also we have developed a funding proposal for the development of our standard materials. So if you look at the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics in the US, the nutrition fraternity, the Nutrition and Dietetics fraternity in Australia, the British Dietetic Association and Nutrition Society in Britain, and all that, they have strong and formidable standards and materials they rely on, and their members fall on. Ghana, our traditional foods, some work have been done, but putting it in a document and in a way that practitioners can easily use. We have it dotted all around, and some are yet to be done. So we want to coordinate. GAND would want to coordinate putting together the standards. So the standardization of our foods, and also the equivalence, food equivalence and nutrient equivalent materials. These are crucial to make our practice top-notch. So we have developed a funding proposal, and we will give that one to out. We discussed this first in January and second at our AGM in Cape Coast. That if we are waiting to get funding, every time we are waiting to get funding, these crucial tools we require to become top-notch professionals will delay in coming. So the funding proposal is that GAND the members of GAND, for every organization, a cohort of the organization decide to bear some burden for posterity. So GAND members now, we will decide to fund our own standard material, development of our standard materials. So we will put the budget and the strategies we are putting forward for us to fund our own material, and to be proud of it that these materials, these documents were funded by us, and the benefits that will come out of it will be made clear to all of us. So this is to tell us that these standards, we are hoping that by the end of the second year, all of us together will come and all our standard of operation, standardization document, our equivalent document, all the nutrition documents we require for high-level professionalism will be put together and will be done by us. Then we also have had collaboration with Send Ghana and CAFA for nutrition advocacy and nutrition intervention project. So remember, we are talking about creating a niche for our practice, and now GAND is becoming more and more attractive to partners who would want to partner with a credible nutrition organization in Ghana to advance and to push for nutrition advancement. So we've been able to have collaborations already, and more people are writing to us for possible collaborations. So it is very crucial for us for this 1 year. These are the things we have done. And also, in consolidating our position, we presented about 40 members to the just ended International Congress of Nutrition in Paris, and we nearly made it to be the host of 2029 ICN. We lost to Canada by a vote. That tells you that our influence has gone wide and far. So in permeating, we realized, like Lotus said and Zaid, we realized that if we are going to do focus only on our health or the health sector, we are going to still have a lot of backlogs. So we saw that in the industry lies our ally. The Ministry of Education is a huge place that could host a lot of our members in terms of school nutritionists and dietitians, in the secondary schools, in the crèches, and the lower level education. We have our members. And one area we have open communication, and we are here to meet the leaders, is NHIA, the National Health Insurance Authority. We are built to have a meeting with the leadership to discuss with them preventive and wellness nutrition, so that we can limit some of the increasing non-communicable diseases we are reporting now. We are hoping that this discussion will go on well, so that nutritionists and dietitians who are opening their private consults can still relate to NHIA and still have clients which will be paid by them. And these clients are not clients that are going to, some may be sick and are coming, but our focus is to reach out to the healthy population and preventing them from becoming sick. So that is the proposal we have to discuss with the NHIA, and we are hoping that we will have good feedback and get many of our people to be in private practice. And like Lotus said, being in private practice will mean we need to have the niche for ourselves, nutrition and dietetics, that people have opened their own clinics, nutrition clinics, and they are giving all sorts of advice and counseling to people, and they have nothing, next to nothing about nutritional qualification. So we also have, we booked for a meeting with the previous HEFRA boss before the election. So the new person who has been appointed, we will book an appointment. So we go and discuss and push for giving us that niche, that if anybody will have to have a nutrition or wellness shop, the person must have the qualification or must employ someone with the qualification. And in so doing, it will help us to also get some employment for our people. We realize that we work with the catering and the hotels and the chefs, the catering industry. So we have put in place, we have had a discussion, the governing board, to engage the Ghana Catering Association or Caterers Association and the Hoteliers Association as well, and to see how we can still push some of our people into the hotels, and some also will collaborate with the caterers to be able to provide some therapeutic meals for the already existing catering houses. So GB has given the go-ahead to begin collaborative discussions with Caterers Chefs Association as well as Hoteliers, Ministry of Education, and NHIA, as I've said. In pioneering, we said that fortunately for us, we are well known in the nutrition space as GAND. So we have the African Nutrition Society, we have the FANUS, Federation of African Nutrition Societies, we have the IUNS. We have been able to join the ICDA, which is the International Umbrella for Dietitians. In our meeting, we realized that, and especially in pushing for opportunities for work, I have friends in Liberia, Liberia and Sierra Leone, that sometimes they have to pack them and bring them to Kolebu for care. In the South region, there are many people, many countries that do not have nutritionists and dietitians in their key facilities. So we realized that if we can form an alliance, just as we already have with nutritionists, Alliance for Dietetic Practitioners in Africa, we want to push it and become the leaders or founding members of that alliance. So the chair of dietetics practice, Dr. Hayford, has been assigned and tasked to speak to key dietetic fraternities in Africa so we can pull this through by the end of our tenure in office. If this happens, it will help us to share ideas in the African region, and also we can move into the other Africa countries to provide services to the hospitals and organizations that will need us. So in prospering, we said we will push to increase getting more clearance from the Ministry of Finance through the Ministry of Health. I think I've discussed this extensively. Work to secure the sole right to opening and operating practice centers of dietetics, nutrition, and health shops. I've spoken about that already. And these are to prosper us and to make GAND attractive in the sub-region and the world, to increase our employment prospects. I've spoken about that also. And we said that land in Accra and its environs are going further and further, and the prices are going higher and higher. So we need, as a matter of urgency, to secure landed properties and an office befitting of GAND. And this one, in January, we will also bring to us what we are having in place. We have in mind to secure a land that is befitting of us in building the nutrition village for GAND. Nutrition village for GAND. So the land will be secured, and also to have the architectural drawings in place so that we will know that when you give money in support of that, your name will be on the foundation stone of the towers, or the nutrition tower will build. It will be an incentive. The nutrition museum, that African Nutrition Museum that we will form, your name will be on the plaque. That when you have grown and you have retired, you can come with your children and grandchildren to look at your name in the nutrition village. That is to prosper us. So assuming you have a 5,000-seater conference center in your nutrition village, that alone can bring you a lot of money as an academy. So this one is a good news. The specialization, nutrition specialization, dietetics specialization, the council has, the council commissioned us to come up with our structure, because the ministry is really poised. The ministry is really poised at coming, starting the specialization, God willing, next year. We have put together our drafts. The GB tax committee to put together the draft for our specialization, and we will push for. So we have put together the draft. Now, what is left is that we need to work fast to have some of our members get certificates for their various specialties. So here we are working to collaborate with our colleagues in UK and US and Canada to see how some members who qualify to be teachers or lecturers at our the College of Allied Health Sciences will have the appropriate qualifications, so that as soon as we start, the interim college starts, we will not be said that we are not ready. So the good news is that the specialization agenda is on. We have the draft now, and some of our people here on the page, we will share the draft documents with you to also have your input before we submit it to the council, to the ministry through the council. So this one is also in furtherance. Once we specialize, it increases our remuneration. So in conclusion, what I've said is that we look forward to having 1,500 members in good standing by 2027. And by close of first quarter next year, we look forward to having about 1,000 people who are members in good standing on our roll. Expanded avenues for professional engagement. Talks are already underway, and the background work has been done to meet with key agencies to be able to have opportunities for our members to thrive. The zones, I skipped that, but one of the key things we have done is to revitalize our zones. And I want to say kudos to the zonal lead, Alberta Ananga, and her team. They have done a great job, the zonal leaders and their teams. We want to say thank you to all of you. Then the stress-free credentialing. In fact, if you're able to clear the payment issue and we have seamless payment, the credentialing and PIN renewal and CPD submission will not be difficult. Then the student coordinator is also doing a great job at the student front, forming nutrition and dietetic associations together so that by the time they leave school, they know that GAND is the way to go. Then the GAND Foundation, I spoke about it last January, and the documents are ready for us to start. We hope to get a lot of funds into it to help fund key nutrition projects in our country. Then we want to be the founding or initiating member of the Africa Dietetic Practitioners Alliance. Very, very, very important. So thank you very much, House. I'll conclude here. And if there are any clarifications in the next 5 minutes, I'll be ready to give any clarification anybody would want to seek. Thank you very much. Over, Felicia.
All right, President, thank you very much for this beautiful report. I'm sure there may be questions or clarifications that members may seek. In order for us to manage our time, okay, I would want to propose that I make the financial, I present the financial report, and then we can discuss the two, if that sits well with members. Mine is just a two-page,
Yes,
two
please.
slide.
Kindly go ahead.
All right. Thank you very much. So I'll share now. All right. Okay. So thank you very much for staying on with us. We are at 75 on Zoom. We have dropped from 100. So the interim financial reports for the GAN year 2024-2025. Right. So let me put it on share. Okay. So currently in GAND, like President indicated, for the period under review, we had just around 300 members in good standing. And so those were the people that were supporting the activities of GAND. Our main sources of income, and I would want to state that the GAND year begins, the one we are using currently is from July to June, the new year. So we are in December now, but we are in the just like half year through the GAND year for 2025-2026. So as at 30th June 2025, which ended the GAND year for 2024-2025, the incomes that we had from dues was around 25,216.75. Donations and contributions was 5,730. Then grants and partnerships in the regions of 2,021,431 Ghana cedi, 92 pesos. Then CPD registrations or subscriptions, it's around 15,570. There were no other incomes. So the main sources of income for GAND is our dues, our contributions and donations, grants and partnerships, CPD registrations. And these were how it was expended. Our website maintenance or management, that took around 33,753.20 pesos. Then welfare took away 5,030 cedis. Then admin cost was for the general running of the body, 45,025 Ghana cedi, 31 pesos. Meetings and conferences. And these ones include the ANEC, and then mainly the ANEC. And that took away 152,050 Ghana cedis. Then bank charges, 2,897.75 pesos. Then our Zoom subscription for our virtual meeting room, taking away 18,088 Ghana cedi, 99 pesos. Then advocacy campaigns during the period was 552,000 Ghana cedi, 757.88 pesos. Then publications, that's 5,607 Ghana cedi, 20 pesos. Then our affiliation fees to other international bodies and the allied health. So a total of income for GAN was 2,067,948 Ghana cedis, 67 pesos. And then expenditure was 1,817,745 Ghana cedi, 33 pesos. The balance as at June 2025 was 250,203 Ghana cedis, 34 pesos. So this is the interim financial report. The notes for the report is as follows. So for note 1, which is the dues, it spanned from July 2024 to June 2025. And then for the 2 on donations and was on donations and contributions. And this was actually in the area of welfare contributions. So we had one of our members unfortunately passed, and so there was a call for contributions towards the funeral, and that was what was realized. Then grants and partnerships, just like President indicated, our presence has been established in the continent, in the country and beyond. And so we are getting other very esteemed bodies reaching out to partner with us. And so we had the Send Ghana, and then also the African Nutrition Society partnering with us for the period. Then CPD subscriptions is note 4. And then note 5 is other contributions, not other kingdom, please pardon me. Right, so the expenditure notes, note 6. So on website maintenance, it's basically for the bandwidth, that's the data bundling, site upgrade, and also a little stipend for the website manager. So you would attest to the fact that I mean, several work has gone into our website, and you can see it when you go to the site or when you make a visit there. Then also, so the note 7, funeral donations, I mentioned that as well. Then note 8, that's for the general GAND admin cost. So it's got to do with communication, material development, social media and enhancing, and then presence, CPD registrations, and then also facilitation fee, and then GANSA supports, that's the students' bodies with the institutions. We supported one of them that reached out to us seeking for help to do an outreach. Then also the auditing of our accounts too, we needed to pay. Then also the financing GB meetings. Then note 9 is conferences and meetings. So you will notice that in one of the major conferences for ANIC 9 was held in Ghana, and GAND partnered in the hosting of that conference. So that's the note 9. Then note 10, bank charges, basically made up of the cost of turnover fee, mobile alerts, and then GIP transfers. That's, I think, interbank transfers or so. Then note 11 is a virtual meeting room, our Zoom subscription. We have had to do a lot of reviews to downstream that rates. And as at now, I think we are operating on one of the very minimal subscription rates. We are still further looking at bringing it down, but still have that's a luxury of room to accommodate a lot of our members during meetings. Then note 12, advocacy campaigns. So the Send Ghana partnership is actually in line with the front of package warning labeling. And I'm sure that if you are a GAN member, I mean, it's not new to you. We have visited all the zones. We have visited 5 major government universities on the front of pack warning labeling advocacy campaign, and we are still on that. Then note 13, not 3, 13, publications. So we published the members in good standing with a daily graphic somewhere early this year, I think in February or so. It's actually supposed to be done every January. And so that was what was expended in note 13. Then note 14 is affiliation fees. So we paid our affiliation fee to the Allied Health Professions Council, then the IUNS, and very soon we'll be doing same for the IDCA. Right. And so thank you very much. We are making efforts to build enviable brand for Ghana and then for GAND, and also to put GAND at a pedestal when it comes to nutrition and dietetics practice in Ghana, Africa, and beyond. We can't do it alone. We need all of us to come on board, and your little contributions does matter. Thank you. And that brings me to the end of the financial report. Over. Oh, sorry.
Thank you very much.
Please, am I talking to myself? Okay.
Thank you, Felicia. Awesome. I think.
Okay, so over press. So that ends the 2 reports.
Okay. Yes. So House, I think we'll have 10 minutes for any clarification, questions, more insight anybody would want to have. You can shoot your hand up, and we'll give you the opportunity to speak, please.
Okay, so the floor is open for discussions on the 2. Yes, Lutu, please, you have the floor. Thank you.
No,
Please,
so
Please,
can you
can
hear
you
me?
unmute?
yes, he's done that. Thank you very much. I think this is very exciting, and then I think it's good. So it's just a general comment. So when I look at the things we presented, so we want to have a nutrition village, we want to have how do you call that thing? The specialization, a college, and those. I don't know me. I'm just sitting in my village in Tamale here, but seriously, if my Christian name is Frank. If I'll be very frank, I don't see innovation. You see, this is the same route every health profession is following. Nurses are building hostel and the nursing college. That's the same route. All of them are following. It's good. But I do think that we need to also look for things that any of the other health professionals have done, and then we can do it. Now, let me make a comment about the college, especially for our colleagues in academia. When the nurses did their college, I don't know if they've resolved it. People who were fellows struggled to become senior lecturers and they never got. But their issue was that fellows of the medical and then whatever, Ghana College of Physicians or whatever, were in the universities automatically treated as senior lecturers. As I said, I'm sitting somewhere, I'm not an academic. But I see that we are following the same path. As we do this, let's engage GTech, especially for our colleagues who are academic or whoever makes the decision, so that if people later become fellows, they don't become fellows with the hope that they get automatic or like they can be promoted to senior lecturers, and then the universities will start frustrating them, and they would have invested their time. And I think we discussed the issue about the village the last time. Maybe later on we can look at what are the funding sources and all those, because sometimes it's good to be very ambitious, but when your ambitions are too high and you work and work and work and work and you are not meeting them, it will demoralize you. So at least we try to divide it into very mini milestones so that we can, once we look at the bigger thing, we can be reporting what progress gradually. If not, you just get tired along the line. And finally, Frisch, I have a question. I never knew that. Why do we have to pay affiliation dues to the other professionals council? Is it in the law or what? I don't understand. Thank you.
Okay. So maybe I don't know whether I should say affiliation fee, but every year the professional groups are expected to pay their dues. I have to look at how it is captured in the letter. And so that was what we paid to the Allied Health Council. Yeah.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
So is that not the fee we pay as a CPD organizers? Is that what you are referring to as the affiliation fee?
Yeah, President, I think so.
Sure. I need to look at the letter. Yeah.
Yes.
So
I think so.
I'm sure it's just once we pay that.
Yes. So it's
Okay.
the Lotus. This one is the everybody organizing a CPD. You are supposed to register with the Allied Health yearly before you pay for the cost for the value for the points they give you. So every year we pay that amount. It's not a dues per se, but it's a CPD registration fee. Okay. Is there any other person? Otherwise, we can move on to the last item, then we will wrap up. Please, I think the House is okay with the interim assessment.
Okay.
So can we go to the
All right.
last but one?
Agenda, right? So let me look at it. So we have mandatory PIN renewals and mandatory 4 points. implementation, PIN renewal and mandatory 4 points. And President, you are to take us through that. Thank you.
Yes, so House, I want to say that the Allied Health Council has had on its books a
Grace, you are
provision that they...
breaking.
Oh, am I clear now?
Yeah, stable now.
It's stable, okay. So the provision of giving 4 points to professionals who are so registered, because Health Professions Regulation Act 1973 clearly states that no professional shall practice a profession without registering as a member of the professional body for which all professionals are registered. So that provision was in line or in keeping with helping members not to say they are only registering or licensing. And here, please, professionals are registered by professional bodies according to the Act. The councils are supposed to license professionals, not necessarily anybody who has finished school in nutrition or dietetics. So that provision has been there for some time, but it has not been implemented. But the council is bent and poised to implement it this year onwards. And what it means is that all members for which there is a professional body must be registered by their professional bodies to be called registered professionals. And 2, all registered professionals are supposed to be licensed by their respective councils. So the council is working with these two, the Act 1973, the Act 2013, that establishes the councils to ensure that professionals who are registered are professionals who are licensed are duly registered, because not registering as a professional in the council, and please, the PRO will send the Act 1973, I think Regulation 143. The PRO will send it to our various pages so that we can read it for ourselves, especially section 18 to 20. It is very important that we read that to know. And for me, I think members of GAND must be happy about that provision. It protects us. So that if somebody hasn't been trained to be a nutritionist and begin to talk on radio, begins to talk on TV, begin to establish a clinic, we can take the people on, we can report them, because it's an offense to practice a profession that you have not been trained for and that you have not been registered for. So members, I want to encourage and urge all of us to support the AHPC to implement that 4 compulsory affiliation points. So what it means is that the 20 points we require as degree people, or diploma people, the 10 points, we require to renew our pins. We will have a stand-alone 4 points, which must be satisfied aside from your 20 points. You must have been a member in good standing with your professional body to be able to move to the next step in completing your renewal. So I am pleading with all of us, our dear professionals, let's push and get this thing established. Because when the Allied Health Council Task Force begin to come to our facilities and places of nutrition and dietetic practice, none of us in this academy must be found wanting. A few people registered or licensed themselves once. They are not members in good standing with GAND. Neither have they even renewed their license again. Should the task force come out right now to check on people's licenses, your appointment or employment can be revoked. And now, as we see in the Ghana Health Service, CHAG, and the Ministry of Health, you cannot have promotion if you do not have a current renewed PIN. So this is what the 4 point is about. In fact, the discussion we have had earlier on in terms of trying to get us to pay our obligations to the registered professional body as GAND in a seamless way, so that we will not be sleeping thinking about whether I'm in good standing or not. It's all to help us. So assuming all of us are having a bank standing order or deduction from controller or deduction from our salaries from the universities, and that we do not sit and think about whether I'm in good standing or not. All that we think about is to make sure that we attend our CPDs and get our point. Then that one will be solved. So I want to canvass support for this to be done for our sake, for the sake of the professionals. So when we are confronting people, we confront them from the point of law. There are a lot of people doing a lot of illegal things with nutrition and dietetics, but very soon, all will be a thing of the past, and the real professionals will have to lead the way. Thank you very much. Over. If there's any clarification anybody would want to seek, please, we are ready to help in that direction. Okay, so yes, Bluetooth. Kindly speak. Admin, please unmute Bluetooth to speak.
Okay, so if I get you this year, you will send those in good standing, let me say our names to the council, right?
Yeah.
And so because
Yes.
what I'm trying to understand is that, let's say if I'm not a member of GAT, and
yeah,
be a member give me 4 credits or 4 CPD points. If I'm not a member and I decide, then I need to do more.
If you are not a member,
is it that if I'm not a member, I need to do more? Or if I have 1 million credits?
Yes.
If I have 1 million,
if you have 1 million
credit
credit points, no, you cannot renew your PIN.
Okay. So what I would suggest as we move forward is that, once again, I don't know why we decided to do that June to whatever years. Maybe as we move forward, we should start trying to align our years with that, how do you call it, with the Allied Health. And ideally, like this year, if the Allied Health Council had issued a notice on this, you should encourage them to issue a notice. If they issue a notice, we'll get membership rush. People will come and we'll get more members. Instead of waiting till January, people will realize they can't do it. And if they register, the new one becomes a problem. Let's push them to issue a directive on this, so that we can use it to mobilize our members.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other, please?
So I can't see any other hand.
Okay.
And I can't, there are no comments. Okay, let me see the chat box. I can't see any too. I think that those here are already those that have been read. Okay, so it's just a Google form there, and then there's also a social media, a form for us to fill on our social media engagements done so far. We want to know your views about what we are doing and then how we can improve and make it better. So please take some time to fill out that form for us. All right, so which subscription is the Zoom account? With the amount stated here, the account should have more features than we currently have. Yes. So I would take a bite at that, and then the web manager, PRO, there was a team that also sat to work on this. So to the best of my knowledge, I'm not too much IT inclined. We were on a package that was, we could pay as high as for the most alarming one was 4,000 something when the dollar skyrocketed. And I think that subscription was giving us a room of up to, was it 500 members? Yes. And so we needed to quickly put together I think a 3-4 member committee to look into the current subscription plan we were operating, and then search for other subscription plans, which was done. So in the coming AGM, you would notice that the rate for Zoom has reduced drastically. But just for us to know the current plan we are operating, web admin, are you here? What's the name? Evami, you are also preview to this. So you can also come in and then throw better light at what I have just indicated. Yeah. Thank you. But currently what we are operating, we are paying around 300 or so, a little over 300 a month. Okay. Please, Franklin, Everme, Pearl, you can come to my aid here. As we wait for you to make your adapts, Collins, please, you have the floor, and then you can go.
Right. Thank you, Felicia.
Okay. Right.
Yes. So
Please go
I just
ahead.
wanted to. All right. Thank you. Yeah, I just wanted to add a little bit to Prezzo's presentation. I think there's an aspect that he didn't lay much emphasis on. In that, when he mentioned the things that we have been able to do this year, I think the highly subsidized CPD fee that we were able to implement this year is also something that we need to also emphasize. In that this year, members in good standing were able to register at a fee of 100 cedis. And if you compare that to the previous years of about 200 cedis, that was really something we're able to do. And we're able to achieve that through the collaborations and partnerships that we're able to establish, that we're able to take care of some of the costs involved. All right, so that's just what I also wanted to contribute to the president's presentation. Thank you.
Right. Thank you very much for that update. But maybe he missed it because that will feature more in the 2025-2026 AGM reports. Thank you. So no web admin, you are not here, but I have seen a suggestion that we should explore other avenues like Teams. So we would look at that as well so that we can further bring down that amount we are paying for the virtual room. Right. Thank you very much. So Okay, yes, I am aware of the CPD payments. Thanks for the clarification. Okay. So please fill the form for us. As the official nutrition mouthpiece in the country, what is GAN doing about the widespread nutrition misinformation going on TV, radio, and other media platforms? GAN, GB, and other members, please. What are we doing? Is a question. Okay, so I mean, just before President or the other GB members come on board, we are all professionals. So in whichever area you are, once you get wing of those misinformations, and there is a way you yourself can make an intervention, please do it, okay? And not wait for GAND to come out to do it. Yes, we need to put that and we need to front those discussions, but wherever you are also a mouthpiece of GAND, and you can equally do your bit so that we can collectively sanitize the space that we operate in, as we also take up other channels to address those ones. Right. So it's 7 now. In the next 5 minutes, we should be out of here. The next on the agenda that we are operating with is the adoption of the the reports, right? So I would want to move that I would want to ask or either move that haven't listened to the president's reports and the financial reports, interim financial reports presented in the AGM. I would want to move for the adoption of the reports presented as the working documents for GAND in the year under review. As many as are in support of. Hey, maybe somebody should second. Oh, I'm speaking to myself. Any seconder, please.
No, we can hear you.
Please, I have moved for the reports to be accepted as the reflection of what transpired in the GAND year. And
seconded by Mavis Asamoah Gyeje.
Okay. Somebody says I have been moved.
All of them have been muted, so unless
okay, they can't. All right.
Yeah. So Mavis has seconded, please.
All right. Thank you very much. So let's see. AOBs. AOBs. Oh, see, yes, this is Habiba. Okay, Habiba too has thirded, seconded and thirded. Thank you very much. So AOB, we are at AOB. AOBs. Okay. AOB, congratulations to the leadership. Thank you very much, Lutuf. Leadership is thankful for your support as well. Okay. No, I can't see anybody's hand up. I can't read any other thing. So Dr. Frank, thank you for thanking us. Please, you did not introduce yourself. So you and Prof.
I think
please.
Wise's hand is up.
Okay. Wise, please, you have the floor.
Yeah, so
please unmute.
I just want to give thumbs up to the GB members, and especially also PRO. Information flow on our platforms I've been that good. I'm not saying it wasn't there previously, but this time around, almost every day, there's an engagement. And I think that is good to keep up membership interest. And so keep it up and then continue on all the things that are yet to be achieved so that we can add them also to our achievement list. Thank you.
Thank you too.
Thank you. So there's a question that please, when are we to expect the inauguration of the other GAND committees like the disciplinary committee, journal committee, research committee, etc.? That's the final AOB question.
Okay, so thank you for drawing our attention. The GB will work on it to constitute them. Then at our meeting in January, we hope to have all in place so they can be inaugurated duly. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. So we are at closing remarks. But before you close, please, Chair for Dietetics Group and Chair for Nutrition Group, you didn't make yourself known. You didn't introduce yourself to the house. If you are still on, kindly introduce yourselves. Please unmute them, admin. It's a challenge.
Yeah,
Well,
so
but let me.
good evening. Yes, I think that so thank you very much, RD Felicia, for the fantastic moderation. I think I joined late because of network issues. I have been following since I joined. I have actually been following the discussions keenly and interestingly, and I would also want to also say that thank you very much to the wonderful nutritionists and the dietitians on the platform who have really supported us this far. So I'm Frank Hayford, the chair for the dietetic practice. And then what I would say is also thank you very much for the good leadership of Reverend Bedu. And hopefully the next time we meet again in January, I would have more good news for you. So thank you very much.
Yes, thank
over
you
to
very
you.
much.
Just to follow up on that, I think this is Paul Ama-Ayi, the chair for nutrition, the nutrition group. I think I was just about to be introduced when Felicia decided to take the agenda somewhere else. But anyway, I've stayed on and listened to all the great deliberations that we've had. I think it's kudos to all of us, and I believe that GB is actually on course. And I have a firm conviction that all the things that the vision that the president enumerated, by come 2027 would have been there or very, very close to achieving those. Otherwise, we'll just have to see how best we can mobilize all the other the groups together and forge ahead. But I think we have done a great job. We need to pattern ourselves on the back, and but there's still more to be done. And I was also encourage all the others to give us the necessary support as we also continue to work in that direction. That is something I must say. I think sometimes when items come on the platforms, people don't want to discuss. I just see one or two people who respond, but most people are just silent. The silent majority are just at the back of things. I mean, they are just there. I think one time or the other they may send complaints to other places, but they don't put these things on the platforms. I mean, we need to interact more as a professional group. We need to talk more about issues concerning us, about our profession, and so on. So I think that will engender more, forward-looking people, and so that will bring the consciousness of nutrition and dietetics to our people. But I say I'm very pleased about what we have done so far, and I will say thank you to everyone, to my colleagues on the GB, and also to all those who would not make it. I think everybody made it. I haven't heard from our zonal coordinator, but I'm sure she's at the background. Maybe she'll talk later. Thank you very much. Over.
I thank you very much for introducing yourself and for those words of encouragement. So, President, back to you for your closing remarks.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Felicia. Awesome job. Thank you, JB. Great job. The partnership has been awesome. I want to thank all members. It's been 3 hours. We didn't anticipate this, but you stayed on till most of us have stayed on till now. And I want to say thank you. All that I want to say is that we must all put our shoulders on the wheel to be counted in the years to come, that when it came to our turn to establish GAND and its fame, we were part and we did our best. And with the deliberations we've had here, comments and suggestions, I think we can do it together, and we can safeguard the nutrition and dietetic profession in Ghana and elsewhere. So I want to say thank you. We'll come back to you with details of the resolution. Let's please work together and get smooth and free flow of resources to GAND. And once we have resources, the skies will be only our springboard. Thank you all. I want to say a very big thank you to the GB for your tireless work, sleepless nights, long meetings. Thank you to you all, and I'll say God richly bless you. So on that note, I would want to close down the curtain for today's meeting as I yield to Felicia to do so on my behalf. Felicia, over.
All right, thank you very much, President. We are grateful for your leadership and for shouldering all the load. God bless you too. So at this point, we have come to the end of our agenda, and there being no additional business, may I have a member move a motion for the adjournment of our AGM? Please unmute so that any member can move, please. Efua Owusu answer, please.
Okay, you've mentioned my name already, so I move I move for the adjournment of the AGM.
Do we have a second?
I second that. Thank
I
you.
second.
We have plenty seconders. Thank you very much. So on that note, our motion is carried and the meeting is adjourned at 7:22 p.m. Thank you very much. Love you all. God bless you. Shall we have a closing prayer by any member, please?
Shall we pray? Father, Lord, we thank you for a successful meeting and the AGM. We pray that you continue to build our profession, continue to help members, you continue to move us forward to the place we want to be. Father, all the things that we discuss and are yet to carry out, may you give us the energy and ability to be able to do them. We want to thank you, and we pray that our next gathering will be successful as well. Thank you. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
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 Oh. Thank you also very much for staying through the last 43 standing. God bless you so very much. God bless you.
43 standing.
43. Okay, right. It's been a long meeting. God bless you all.